As you know by now, Cody Ko has been accused of committing a crime so vile that it cannot be stated in the first 30 seconds of this video without it being flagged by YouTube. However, what you may not know is he may have had inappropriate relationships with multiple other minors. And not only that, but this whole time, there have been a shocking amount of red flags staring everyone in the face, warning us all of the kind of person Cody really is. The kind of person who could be put behind bars for up to 15 years. Yet, despite the mounting evidence, you will soon see that Cody Ko will never be convicted. Unfortunately for him, though, the internet is just as adept at serving justice as it is at delivering receipts. Cody Ko, a creator once well-loved with no one questioning his reputation. So what disgusting allegation had the internet turning against him now? And did this go deeper than just one incident? Let's unravel the first allegation. In May 2024, at Tana's canceled podcast tour in Sacramento, a fan captured a disturbing moment during a rapid-fire Q&A segment with Tana.
Who's the smallest you've ever had?
Oh my god, do no one look at me, Cody Ko.
That's not the disturbing part. What Tana said next really caught the audience off guard.
I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that. Sorry.
If we crunch the numbers, Tana was born in 1998, which means she would have been 17 in the year 2015. So, if we take 2015 and subtract it from Cody's birth year of 1990, that would make him 25 during his encounter with Tana. Yes, that would make Cody a full-grown adult, while Tana was still underage, meaning she couldn't legally consent to adult activity at the time. While several channels have reported on the clip when it was released, it wasn't getting the same backlash as, say, Dr. Disrespect and Drake, to name a few. In fact, the clip itself didn't even break 500k views, surprising YouTuber Ethan Klein, who theorized it was due to Cody's loyal fanbase.
I think a lot of people are like, they like him a lot, and they really are like, doing any kind of mental gymnastic to just ignore it.
Still, this shocking confession from Tana prompted YouTuber D'Angelo Wallace to call out the uncomfortable truth about why Cody wasn't being held to the same standards.
YouTubers and viewers alike are ignoring and discrediting these allegations solely because the person making them happens to be an unlikable woman online, Tana Mongeau. What Tana described would be, objectively speaking, a crime.
And with a more serious tone and critical eye on the situation, people began going to Tana for answers. By June 22nd, Tana addressed the allegations in an episode of her canceled podcast.
But it's everywhere all over the internet, and I know people want me to talk about it, and I'm gonna do my best right now, you know?
And despite already making the confession during her tour, she once again claimed,
I hooked up with Cody Ko when I was 17 and he was 25.
Talking with her assistant Paige Camerlin, Tana initially expressed her shock at the public's response, as she and her co-host Brooke have said crazy things about other people in their previous shows, without provoking this much uproar. But of course, what she said about Cody was more than gossip.
However, I understand that this isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
Yeah.
Yet, at the same time, Tana hadn't seen the alleged situation for what it was. After all, she described the environment she had grown up in as very sexual back in Vegas. Plus, she had been a fan of Cody, a fan who was able to collaborate with Cody at least 2 times on her YouTube channel when she was 17. And they both appeared to know the same circle of influencers in Los Angeles.
Because I grew up loving him, and I think you know what I mean? Like, I was just like excited and a fan, and like, and I understand that that's where now as a grown adult you can say you were taken advantage of, but like, I don't feel any of those.
Tana spoke at length about how she processed her experience and explained if this happened to a minor now, she wouldn't let it slide. She also expressed how her successful career forced her to grow up too soon, placing her in situations that no 16-year-old should face.
To be 100% truthful, when I look back at the Cody situation, I definitely am like, why was he doing that? You know what I mean?
But did anyone have Tana's back at the time? In a surprising addition to her story, Tana talked about how one person tried to interfere in the situation.
There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17, and then we still went and hooked up.
People managed to find a clip of Gabby Hanna narrating the same order of events, although without naming names. Still, The similarities of her and Tana's stories had viewers speculating that this was the same situation.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my god, thank you for telling me. And then
the creator Gabby was talking to, Keemstar, reaffirmed this story on July 15th when people questioned her story because she hadn't named names. He tweeted, I also spoke with Tana to confirm the story, she confirmed it. But at the time, Tana was upset with Gabby for sharing her story. Business Insider was also made aware of this years ago. There is no new statement from Gabby, but I did get permission to share what I was told years ago. But was Tana's alleged experience with Cody Ko more extensive than it first appeared? Adding to her story in a later podcast episode, which she only uploaded on Patreon, Tana revealed a few more details about the issue.
It also just wasn't like one time. Like I hooked up with Cody Ko so many times across the years that it's like, if I have to like, the thing is I don't have the old phone. Like I like want to go find my old phone or old whatever, like to gather more. How old was I on April 28th, 2015? What is it? Oh. All at 17. Brother. And I was just such a fan. That's like the sad part, is it's like definitely an abuse of power.
Unfortunately for Cody, Tana's allegations against him only prompted more, begging the question, had Cody's behavior with Tana been an isolated incident or a pattern? See, it turns out Tana wasn't the only teen that Cody had been romantically linked to as a legal adult. Let's talk about the 2015 incident. One longtime fan of Cody alleged they remembered him dating a high schooler named Evie, writing, she was like 17, he was in his mid-20s. Him and his frat friend group would hang out with a bunch of teen girls, and they'd sometimes appear in his videos. He still follows the high schoolers on IG, and they're in his old YouTube vlogs. In their post, they included evidence revealing their supposed relationship. First, a photo of the two from April 2015, where Cody is carrying Evie on his shoulders. And second, a Vine supposedly also from 2015, with him kissing her forehead.
Oh, it didn't work.
Kinda.
Damn it!
Although her age was not publicized in the footage, eagle-eyed viewers spotted an Instagram post for Evie's 19th birthday in May 2016. So, that would mean Evie was 17, while Cody was 24 in the photo of him carrying her. And Evie was 18, while Cody was just a few months away from turning 25 in the video of him kissing her. As for the claim about still following the girls on Instagram, he is still following Evie, but it's not clear who the other girls were. Next is the 2016 incident. In two separate videos just months apart in July 2016 and September 2016, Cody is seen subtly flirting with a young girl named Riley, who is suspected to be around 17 to 19 during this time, while Cody was 25. In the July video, Cody disrespected Riley's comfort zone for his own benefit.
You want to be in the vlog?
No, not really.
Well, say something.
No, dude.
Say something nice. Say something nice.
Like a piece of trash, dude.
By asking a question about himself to Riley, seeming to show interest in her opinion of him.
Say one thing nice about me. I was like, why can't anyone think of anything when I say that?
I don't know, I actually genuinely can't. You're like a cool guy.
People were also disturbed by Cody's potential mention of attending prom, an event for mostly minors.
Can I borrow this car for prom?
Whirl it? Yeah, you can.
In the September video, Riley was invited into a home with Cody and his group of male friends.
Marcus is just as bad of a host as she is a guest.
I'm terrible.
All right, good, feeling great. Okay.
The highlight of the video, and also the cringeworthy part of the video, is when Cody's friends asked Riley to play a game of F, Marry, Kill.
Who in this room would you hook up with if you had the chance?
You.
If you had to kill somebody in this room, who would you kill?
You.
Oh! Wait, would you kill him and then hook up with him?
Then another friend forced Riley to answer the question using Cody's name.
Marry, kill. Cody right now, Cody 1 year ago, Cody 2 years ago.
Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna kill Cody now.
Okay. It's like a serious
I'll
question.
marry Cody when like 3 years ago, like when he wasn't like well known, you know? And like probably fuck him like the 2 year ago Cody, you know what I mean?
Okay. Fair enough.
Despite the friend providing Cody in different timelines, every single Cody would still be a legal adult. Cody now, 25. Cody 3 years ago, 22. Cody 2 years ago, 23. And if that wasn't already unsettling enough, Cody and his friend added,
Old you just got laid, dude.
Shout out 2 years ago, me.
even though Riley participated in the game, if she was a minor during this time, she legally wouldn't be able to consent to up with these adults, making this game controversial. Still, with the speculation that Riley's age was 17 to 19 at the time, there was still a chance she may have been a young adult. So, was there anyone else who could confirm Riley's age? Perhaps Riley's classmates? One former classmate alleged they went to high school with both Riley and Evie, adding, "We were definitely around 16 to 17 at the time, either junior or senior year of high school. Cody dated one of them, and if I'm remembering correctly, his friend dated the other one. I followed Cody on Vine and thought it was cool, didn't know how old he was at the time, plus as a high schooler, you don't realize how weird this is." Despite no further evidence to back up these claims, many believe the allegations based on Cody's behavior displayed around Tana, Evie, and Riley. So far, these instances have been publicized in events, podcasts, and vlogs. But were there any incidents that would have been under wraps? Supposedly, there was one in 2013. In a series of videos, TikToker Capricorn claimed that before Cody was with Tana, she was with him at 15 years old, while he was around 23. She explained during this time it was easier to interact with influencers on Snapchat, so she added Cody as a fan.
And I remember it wasn't long after he added me back. I do remember Snapchatting him back and forth on a few occasions, like over a series of months.
But in terms of anything adult-related being discussed, the TikToker explained,
"I don't remember anything super creepy, but also I was 15, I liked him, I thought he was older, hot, funny."
However, as a now adult, the TikToker clarified that this situation was not okay.
"I find now creepy as a 26-year-old. I didn't find creepy then because I was a minor. It's sad that I didn't think it was that bad, you know, because I kept wanting to be a fan of his. So yeah, but now, like, since Tana's talked about it, I'm like, yeah, it was wrong."
The TikToker also suspects Cody was frequently Snapchatting many girls because of her experience and a friend's experience with him.
My friend that was with me when he added me that night, she was like, "Oh my gosh, let me try. Like, I'm gonna see if he adds me." Added her back in seconds. And then, like, I know me and him talked longer. I don't know if she got a response from him, but, like, he opened hers. So this boy was steady on Snapchat, like, looking at, like, what you looked like and stuff.
But the big question, did Cody know about her age?
He definitely knew my age.
She also clarified in the comments the content of their conversations, alleging, "He was definitely testing the waters with me. Like, if I sent a full body pic, he would answer. I didn't try to engage in anything sexual, but it felt like he kept trying to move it in that direction." Her videos have received mixed reactions, with many calling it just an influencer interacting with fans, while others saw less noble reasons for a grown man to be interacting with a teenager. With this pattern of Cody getting involved with minors, people began to dig up more of Cody's past. This time, not particularly a flirty case, but an adult being a bad influence. This incident took place in 2017. In this old vlog, Cody and his now wife Kelsey passed influencer Emma Chamberlain a vape pen. At the time of filming, Emma was only 16 years old, with the couple being around their mid-20s.
"Don't try this at home, really crazy. This is nuts." Do you want to feed it to me? Baby's first jewel. That was good.
While many now realize the situation was weird as and disgusting, one person pointed to an Elle interview where Emma confessed her vaping addiction since she was 15, a year before this incident with Kelsey and Cody. Still, if vaping was taken out of the equation, people were still disturbed by their adult-child collaboration, writing, "Why were they even hanging out with her? The f would we even talk about? It's a kid? I could never see myself hanging out with a child teenager, especially for clout." As videos of different minors were resurfacing, there was one more uncomfortable truth that would be brought to the forefront. When someone's behaving in a suspicious manner, the next place to look is their group of friends. And what viewers landed on was Colby Leachman.
We needed a place, and Colby and I actually saw this place at night.
This was Cody's longtime friend and fellow fraternity brother, a man who has been accused of SA. In 2010, during his time at Duke University, where the two friends met, a female student said Colby and another male student sedated her without consent and SA'd her, as well as filmed the incident. While Colby, the son of a professor at Duke, was not criminally charged for SA, he was punished for the non-consensual recording. He has since remained in Cody's life, even being part of the entourage at his wedding to Kelsey back in February of this year, which many have given him some heat about. How the f can you ever interact with someone that is this disgusting? I don't care how long it's been. F this animal and Cody for associating. Disgusting. These pigs stick together. And another person asked, why is no one talking about this? To which a Redditor explained his team was deleting any mention of Colby-related news on YouTube and Reddit. But would assuming birds of a feather flock together be too bold? Another Redditor shared their insight, summing up many viewers' thoughts about the resurfaced situations with minors. Even if he wasn't actually dating one of them, what business does he have hanging out with a bunch of schoolgirls with his mid-20s male group of friends who have a history of allowing and taking part in sexual violence? The person who said Tana probably wasn't the first is probably right. But until more people speak up about their past experiences, we won't know if there were more minors involved. Yet, as criticism online heightened, how did Cody Ko's past collaborators respond to the allegations? On July 15th, just a few days after D'Angelo's video, Cody's several-time collaborator Brittany Broski called out Cody's actions in an IG story. I'm crushed to learn about the Cody allegations. If it's proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and longtime fan. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat-out disappointing. Despite Brittany catching some heat for saying if it's proven to be true, she seems to have stood her ground on the matter. Fans have since noticed that she has unfollowed Cody on social media, and she has removed the Royal Court episode with Cody, along with removing all promotional photos for the video. Fans also noticed that another one of Cody's former collaborators, Cut, has deleted videos featuring him. But as former collaborators sever ties with Cody, what did Cody have to say for himself? Well, since the original video of Tana publicly accusing him on her tour, Cody Ko has been radio silent on social media, with his last video being from June 22nd on YouTube. Prior to this, he was consistently uploading around 2 videos a month. However, a month later, on July 26th, a statement was issued, one you may not have heard about because Cody made it so difficult to find. Yes, this statement was not posted to social media, but rather Tiny Meat Gang TMG Studios' website, a podcast network created by Cody and Noel Miller.
They posted on their website, not behind a paywall. However, it's not on the front page of their website. It's like on some buried subpage. So here's their front page.
In reality.
So you click members only. So click that and then click feed. And there it is. There's the statement.
And the interesting part, there was no apology or admission of wrongdoing. Instead, they acknowledged the backlash. We know it's been a very strenuous few weeks for everyone, and we really appreciate your willingness to bear with us, and explained how the studio would move forward with Cody. As we enter into this next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG Studios. What transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives, and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. The statement also revealed their shows would resume and Noel would continue to lead the team. The statement was signed by Cody and Noel. But perhaps the weirdest part, the statement was originally a note shared to employees of TMG Studios, not a personal statement for loyal fans, which some found manipulative. Naturally, this non-apology and business-like statement frustrated people, and they were able to find holes. Yes, the line about Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations, and Cody signing the statement meant he was likely still employed and still profiting off the business. Others pointed out the inconsistency with the statement being signed by the owners as if they personally wrote it, yet the statement was written in third person. Seems a little disingenuous. It's written in the third person so they can appear as a nameless, faceless corporation, TMG, and not what they actually are, 2 men who condone heinous acts. One person noted that Cody's inability to step down from the company would surely sink the entire ship. But even if the statement could have been better, would the internet really forgive Cody for his actions? Many former fans have turned their backs on Cody, been the biggest Cody Ko fan for the longest time, and now I cannot look at him the same. Absolutely disgusting behavior from him, even if it was years ago. I'm so sad about Cody Ko because he was my comfort YouTuber, but the fact that he knew Tana was 17 is so icky. There's such a power differential, it makes me feel gross. Many have called for his cancellation, like one Redditor who wrote, "Cody should be and deserves to be cancelled." Let me lay it out for you. This situation with Tana is not the only thing he has done. Cody has said the N-word multiple times, along with the F-slur in videos as recent as 2017. His half-ass apology on Patreon was probably the most stupid thing I've ever read. And the fact that he hasn't said anything about this Tana situation is honestly horrible. Cody needs to be held accountable. We aren't destroying his life, he destroyed his own life with his own actions. Cody has also lost over 300,000 subscribers on YouTube between June to September. On the other hand, some are not on board with totally canceling Cody. One Redditor explained their hesitancy. "I struggle with cancel culture as I think people getting exposed for doing bad shit is good, but it just always seems to spiral out of control and make it some weird witch hunt on everyone associated with that person rather than talking about the larger societal issue of men being drawn to younger women and the power dynamics at play there. I have seen some talk about that, but not enough in my opinion. I promise you it's not just Cody." Another Redditor with a similar view added, "Why do any of us deserve an apology? Of course, he needs to deal with the situation and make it right privately, but why is that my business?" However, not everyone would agree with this point. Cody Ko is a public figure who shared much of his life and personality online, building a large fan base who feel a sense of personal connection to him, a parasocial nightmare. Given this bond, his fans deserve an apology and explanation for his alleged actions with minors, especially the incident involving Tana, which could be considered a crime. Stressing the importance of discourse surrounding SA victims coming out with their stories, a commenter on one of Tana's podcast episodes wrote in support of her, stating, "Tana's response is honestly so important and opens up such an interesting conversation. You can be a victim of SA and still not want punishment for the one who caused it. Trauma is such a personal and complex experience, and it's so important to support all victims, even those whose reaction you don't think fits what was done to them." Tana herself emphasized this in her podcast, highlighting how it can negatively impact other victims from coming forward.
I have seen so many comments of people like on some like, "But what was she wearing?" shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some like, "Well, it's Tana Mongeau." And
Yeah,
like,
ew,
isn't that crazy?
That's so
like,
fucked up.
Seeing all of these people like not believe me and say, "Well, what if she's lying or she's this and she's that and she's dramatic thing?" I would never lie about that. And then I just like, I feel so bad for all of these young girls because then they see that and then it makes them not want to come forward. And then I am like, wow, everyone.
Yeah.
Like seeing people not believe you is so crazy.
As for people against Cody's cancellation, some say that it would be too hasty to cancel him without concrete evidence. But what would happen if Cody was guilty? At the time of the alleged incident involving Tana, Playlist Live took place in Florida, where the age of consent is 18. Even though Florida does have a Romeo and Juliet law which allows minors to consent to adult activity, provided the other party is no more than 4 years older, this isn't applicable in Tana's case. Cody was an adult in this case, while Tana was a minor, which means Cody could have been convicted of statutory rape, a second-degree felony with a punishment of up to 15 years in prison. But could the internet take Tana at her word? This was another point of contention surrounding the issue due to Tana's history of embellishing, exaggerating, or even lying in her storytime videos. Having seen Tana's past history full of fake storytime videos, with claims as wild as her being by a toothbrush, or even her overblown claims of iDubbbz assaulting her against the contrary of video footage, it's hard to take anything she claims as 100% genuine and accurate. It's a wild take to say that since he isn't addressing this, he's automatically seen as guilty or in a bad light. If it is true, let the police handle it. The only evidence is that her friend a couple years ago told a similar story that she saw them together. This is an extraordinary claim. I feel like we need a little more evidence here. But other people pointed to the way Tana shared the story, making them believe she wasn't lying. Exactly. Tana has lied in the past for clout, so if she was looking for clout, why did she mention it at an event where recording wasn't allowed and she didn't know it would get taped and leaked? And then when her fans made her address it on her podcast, she didn't mention it in the thumbnail or the podcast title. She hasn't clipped it or made TikToks about it. She spends a lot of time on TikTok bashing men like Clinton Kane. If she wanted clout, she'd be making TikToks on Cody. She isn't. The Redditor also argued Tana made bad decisions in the past due to her age and substance use. Tana got famous when she was 16 and acted like an idiot. She was on substances. She was a kid. She's an adult now. She's off of substances. The last time she was in a huge scandal, she was 19. That was years ago. Is she not allowed to grow up? Some have also pointed out that Tana has consistently been bringing up this story throughout the years, which Tana herself has said in the June 22nd canceled episode.
I've tried to talk about this a million times and I feel like I never have the right words.
With that, people began resharing old clips of Tana attempting to speak about the incident several times before 2024. The first clip came from 2021 in a podcast episode where she did not name names.
This YouTuber, I don't know if I was 17 or 18. I was like on the brink, but I was at a Playlist Live and they were like trying to hook up with me. And it's something I never even like thought of again. You know what I mean? It was just like, and obviously it was like an older guy and whatever, but I mean, we're friends now.
In the same episode, she also acknowledged Gabby Hanna's side of the story and how it matched her memory of the situation.
And a couple weeks ago, I got a call from that, should I say it?
Are they doing an article?
That Gabby Hanna was trying to sell to them that this YouTuber like hooked up with me when I was like underage and that it was up.
The second clip came later that same year, where she mentioned the incident once again, this time providing names, but it was unclear about her age.
I was 17 at the time, 18. I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out Cody Ko.
So what does this all mean for Cody? As many have pointed out, even if there is evidence against him, the statute of limitations of 3 years in Florida has already passed, so Cody simply cannot be convicted. So instead of legal consequences, Cody now has to face the court of public opinion, with the internet producing receipt after receipt to take justice into their own hands. Even without solid proof to back up Tana's claims, Cody's past pattern of inappropriate behavior with minors has people losing trust in him. Cody's most suspicious response? His deafening silence on the situation. While a business-esque statement was put out by TMG Studios, there's been no real personal statement from Cody. Instead, Cody was seen DJing at the Encore Beach Resort in Las Vegas on July 19th. In the numerous videos of him at the event, he played the song Sorry by Justin Bieber, which viewers in the comments criticized him for. Many continued to see his non-response as a sign of guilt. As one Redditor wrote, "I think it's very telling that he's been censoring his channel in Reddit, which leads people to believe that the allegations are true, if not have some backing behind them. Regardless of evidence, he has set a very bad example that is counterintuitive to the persona he portrays online, and I think people have a right to feel betrayed by that." On the other hand, many people believe Cody will never address the allegations for a multitude of reasons, one being legal reasons. A Redditor explained, "I do understand the silence. What he did was technically a crime, so taking accountability or apologizing would be an admission of guilt to a crime." But what did Cody's friend and business partner, Noelle Miller, have to say about this situation? On August 9th, in the first podcast episode back since releasing the TMG statement, Noelle said,
"And understandably, a lot of you want to know what I have to say about everything that's happened. And the reality there is that I'm not in a position to speak about the situation. And at this point, really, the thing I have to focus on is how to move forward."
A few days later, on August 11th, Tana revealed people from Cody's side had reached out to her to inform her of the reason behind Cody's silence.
He's not going to speak on this at all. He's not going to speak on this at all. He needs a visa. And I could see that being a legal thing, and I could see that being why Noelle said, "I can't speak on this."
For context, Cody is originally from Canada and is not yet a US citizen, which he personally revealed in an August 2023 video.
"I am not a citizen. I hope to be, hopefully."
Which means, if Cody is convicted in the US, this would greatly affect his chances of receiving a US citizenship. But while Cody ignored the response to the scandal, one person faced it head on. Since the allegations resurfaced, Tana has openly discussed the issue and recognized herself as a victim. And in a clip from her July 26th canceled podcast episode, posted on Patreon, an emotional Tana thanked her supporters.
"I'm just so grateful for people who have ever seen me. You know, I spent my whole life never being seen by anyone until the internet. I wouldn't be able to have done it without the people who cared. I just thank you so much for caring about me."
As for Cody Ko, he may never speak up on this situation at all. Will he continue his career as a YouTuber once people begin to forget about the situation? Nobody knows. But one thing's for sure, he may not face any criminal consequences, but through internet deep dives and concerned viewers, perception of the YouTuber has definitely taken a turn for the worse in the court of public opinion. And for a once beloved influencer like Cody Ko, that may be just as devastating as jail time.